Hi guys, it's me, Dr. Morgan. I thought I'd make this last little video just as we're wrapping up the semester. It's been on my to-do list the last 5 weeks to make videos. And as you see, that's still maybe a story goal I need to set for myself related to career development. But just know, it's not because I don't care that I haven't made more videos. It's just been the last crazy few weeks. And I also am hoping that what I have in Canvas has been useful for you, but I do know that some of you really would appreciate and like videos. So that is a work in progress and definitely on my to-do list. So anyway, here we are. So last week of class, just going to wrap everything up, send you forth to work on. Many of you are taking more of our well-being courses, and we're as a team, there's 5 or 6 of us that work on this class, and we're really representing the whole college, and we're just very happy you're here. Excited for you to keep taking these classes and taking what you're learning in the classes and using them for the greater good, right? For yourself, but then also for those who live and work with you, your families, the communities you're in, the work you're going to do as future professionals. So it's all good. I also want to say, I realize, and especially in the online class, some of you have done some pretty amazing things in your life already. And you came back to school because you need the credentials and knowledge to help you kind of take a different path, do more good in the world you're in. And some of us are just starting our journey, right? And so I love that. I hope you all appreciate that about each other, that we're here, we bring different things to the table, but together, our mission is what ties us together, and our tagline, in a world focused on things, we focus on people. So here we go. Blah, blah, blah. So this is our learning goals, right? Just the learning objectives for the class. I'm not going to read these to you, but the last learning objective is the one we're highlighting this week, that we're doing a personal and professional development plan to help you achieve your goals. So that's what the focus for this semester is. But I wanted to say something so specific about goals. Luckily, I had the chance to talk to one of you this week. She talked to a lot of you this week, but this was actually someone from the online class, and we had a good conversation about goals. And we ask you to do the goals in a very specific way, and there's a reason for that. I don't know that there's science behind it, but there's definitely some evidence and a lot of experts that talk about the need to have very specific goals. But actually, the other day I was listening to one of these experts, James Clear, who wrote the book Atomic Habits, and he talked about the fluidity of goals and how specific they need to be or not. So I just want you to know that this needs to make sense to you. And we would prefer that you do this story goal, and the grader, that's what she's grading on. But I'm also going to let Sophie know that if some of you are a little more broad or would like to talk more in general about your goals, that's okay too. So just know there is some evidence that doing the goals like this is useful and good for all of us. And then there's a time and a place where this might not make sense. And if you're one of those people, maybe just write a note to Sophie and say, I'm going to take Dr. Morgan's wild card and do this kind of the way that makes sense for me. The bottom line is that we want you to really think about these 5 areas of well-being, and in this assignment actually be used in other classes. But I'm going to talk to the other faculty about that. Maybe we just need to have a little bit more leeway, I think, for some of you, depending on the stage of development you're at and what you're looking at specifically. So anyway, my point is, story goals, just remember what they are: small, specific, attainable, trackable. Some people, like if you know the SMART system, this is a hybrid of that. But there's the science or evidence of, actually I think there's a science on the habit stuff, that the tracking is really useful. Checklist, the water bottles, however, right? There's so many. What I mean by water bottles, I've heard that there's these water bottles that can actually track how much water you drink. So some of us, it's just a little sticky note with a checklist. Some of us just looking at our calendar. Literally millions of ways to track. So think that through. We want it to be organized. It makes sense for all of us to have a plan to when we're going to do this stuff. Look at me. If I had a plan for making more videos, but I didn't have it organized into my week because my weeks have been really insane. And I have other goals and values that drive my life. So as much as I love you all, I'm not going to give up my sleep and do these at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night. So today I've actually blocked time to make this video, and it's good. So anyway, just an example. Ready and realistic? Are you ready for this? Does it make sense? Is it too, you need to be real about yourself. Like, let's just use my video example. Yes, I'm ready. And yes, it's realistic. It's a great goal for me to set, but I really got to use the other parts to make sure that this happens. So, and outside my comfort zone, I don't think really, but working on doing it better, that really uses my strengths, which you also know is a really big part of having goals that make sense. Remember, we want it to use our strengths, which is the why. So for me, that strength is maximizer. I like things to be great, not just good. And sometimes that stands in my way, right? Maybe part of the reason, actually, I'll be honest with you, part of the reason I have another challenge of making more of these is I think, gosh, there has to be a better way. Maybe I should get one of those fancy lights like they have on the Instagram people have. Maybe I should get a better microphone, and who knows, right? Maybe you can't even hear me all that well. So I guess you get what I'm saying. There's story goals and blah, blah, blah. Plan is in there. We can talk about this, straightforward. And just some other things I want to add. I think I'll go back to professional development plan in a second. Just say we're glad you're all here. I think I've already talked about that. I'm sad that I don't have more time with you, but I'm also excited for you to move on. And I'm glad that I have this chance to, and all of us that teach these classes really enjoy this opportunity to be a part of your life during, in and out of your, in and out, I mean that, you take it now, you take this class now, maybe when you're starting and you're going to take the other classes at different stages of your career. And we really appreciate that. It's really a privilege to be here with you. I just want to make sure we've already talked about this in different class, but don't forget there's lots of minors in the college. We have a well-being minor, which I coordinate. So I, of course, am biased and would love you to do that. So many awesome minors in our college and at K-State. Some of them available to global campus students and a few of them not, but a lot of them are. We have, so just Google it, look for it. And for some of you, minors don't make any sense, but for others of you, it would be really a neat opportunity to add some areas of interest, areas of foci, whatever you say that word, what you're doing. And then also I want to point out that, and this is again, we do have we always have new majors coming. We have some new majors that have just been launched, including one that I actually coordinate, integrative human sciences. So if you really like this class and are not kind of sure what you want to do, that's a new major to consider. Right now, it's not 100% available to global campus students, but we could see about that. I'm working through some things. And so anyway, just let me know if you're interested in that. And then just wrapping up, just know that we hope that you'll take everything we've talked about in class this semester, meaning and purpose and your strengths and values, goals, all that good stuff, and really create a life that makes sense to you and that reflects who you want to be. And again, I know a lot of you are here for that exact reason. And just let us know if there's anything we can do, and we mean it. And I'm always a point of contact for you. So just want to stop share. I'm going to walk. I don't know that I need to really walk through an assignment. You guys are all in college and smart, and you need to remember that. And I need to then remember where my Zoom is. Oh, share screen. Here we go. So this is just an assignment. Love to hear about what you think you're going to take away. That's really important to us. Of course, I want you to do the T-vals, our teaching evaluation, but this document actually is super important to us as faculty and some of the other ways we collect data throughout the semester, because we really do we love to hear what you're learning, and we'd like to know how to improve the class too. And there's some thoughts about the law, history, mission, theoretical framework. What does that mean to you? So kind of going back, grounding us in what the foundation of this course and this series is. And then these little goals. And so this is where I'm talking about if you want to be more broad and just thinking about in general, what are some things you have about community well-being? What are some goals you're thinking about for yourself? How do you define community? What are the types of things you might want to do? And really, ideally, using the story system, but if not, that's okay too. So anyway, you get the point. I don't think there's anything more to say. So we're just excited about this and hope you'll find it exciting too. And look forward to you continuing to grow and develop your goals throughout this time. So I'm going to sign off, and here you can see my office, and Justin kind of painted the color of Kansas dirt or clay. So that's kind of handy. I inherited the office and I haven't had time to paint it. But so here we go. So now those of you that are on campus can see what a professor's office looks like. Not very exciting. So enough of that. Just take care and stay in touch. Have a good rest of your semester, and we wish you all the best.